This is Formula Side Quests, your mostly on-topic Formula One podcast, hosted by me, Kelly,
and me, Shannon.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Formula Side Quests, your mostly on-topic Formula One podcast with me, Kelly.
And me, Shannon.
This is race roundup of Barcelona.
Barcelona.
I'm not going to sing.
No, I'm so tempted though.
It's so tempting.
It's so tempting. Yeah.
So before we get into the race roundup of Barcelona,
Not gonna sing.
We're not going to sing.
We're not gonna sing.
We do need to talk about the ending of Monaco.
The ending of Monaco. We do, because we obviously recorded. Well, we didn't record straight afterwards, did we? Because we watched it delayed.
But
we recorded afterwards, but not long enough afterwards.
Yeah.
That all of the shit had started kicking off.
Yeah.
So how we left it was that Pierre Gasly had been given 2 5-second penalties, of which one he had served during the race and one he had been taken off him.
Yeah.
At the end, and that had tumbled him down the order from 3rd podium to 7th.
Yes.
Which moved Isaac Hadjar onto the podium, so he got his physical podium celebration.
Yes.
That was how we left it.
Yes.
Not long, about 6-7 hours after the race, so it would have been just after we'd finished recording. It was announced that Alpines were intending to do a right to review.
Yep.
A right to review is a turn around and go, no, we don't believe that was fair. We want you to have another look at it, etc., etc. It took a week.
Yeah.
Basically, it was media day, wasn't it, of Barcelona. So it was last Thursday. So, so a week's a little bit of an exaggeration. Sorry.
5 days.
It took 5 days, which is still not great, for the FIA to review it. So when we walked into media day last Thursday for Barcelona, it was announced that Pierre, both of them had been taken off Pierre, both of the penalties. He'd been reinstated to 3rd, which had dropped Isaac off the podium. So Isaac and Red Bull have had to hand back their trophies.
Yep.
And Pierre now gets the trophy and gets the podium position, but obviously he didn't get the podium celebration.
Yeah.
This on its own would have been enough of a, I'm not entirely sure I agree with that.
Yeah.
Without taking a step back and looking at the wider grid and realising what that actually means. Because in Monaco, 7 drivers got a penalty for the same thing as Pierre, and that was speeding in the pit lane.
Yep.
So it's the knock-on effects of this.
Exactly, yeah.
It's what this is going to do, because the FIA have actually admitted that they've ballsed up how they were measuring the speed in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Not in terms of it was measured incorrectly, but in terms of they changed the marker line and the point in which the pit lane started effectively. I believe by like 77 centimetres or something insane like that, which in the world of F1, that's miles.
That is literally miles.
That's literally miles.
Yeah.
And they didn't inform the teams correctly.
No.
So the reason everyone got caught speeding in the pit lane was because they were starting to measure their speed before the drivers realised that they were even in the pit lane. Which is why then we had 7 people getting penalties for it. So not only have they fucked that up in the first place, but they've then overturned a set of penalties that were only to do with that. And have left the rest of the grid going,
yep.
Well, what does that mean for our penalties?
Yep.
And for some people, like George Russell, it had monumental effects on the championship. It brought, never mind what just happened in Barcelona, it brought Lewis above George in the championship, the ending of that race, and the fact that George dropped out of the points because of the penalties. So now, quite rightly, I've now seen articles that are saying that at least Mercedes and McLaren, if not other teams, have got their lawyers on the job.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
No, 100% behind them all the way. Because, like you say, the FIA have turned around with Alpine and gone, oh yeah, we might have made a mistake here. there is an issue here. Yes, you are right to request this review. We're going to reinstate his P3. Fantastic. What about everybody else?
Yeah, literally, what about everyone?
What about everybody else? And you've got to look at, like you say, George. George is a serious contender for World Championship. If they turn round, and it's going to be interesting how they do it, but if they turn round and go, actually, you could have got this many points, yeah, it's going to be...
It's monumental.
Yeah.
It really, because you can't just start messing with something like that.
No.
At any point in the season. It's one step away from the entire team order debate that, you know, and take out the fuck up effectively that was papaya rules last season.
Yeah.
And just take it as a team orders debate where you are actively messing with points and championship placements through not racing. It falls into that category of, well, what are we racing for then?
Yeah.
Because if we now get to the season and the amount of points that George lost in Monaco, it means that he doesn't win the championship because it's that close with Kimi. Or if we get to the end of the season and the points that Alpine gained through Pierre being back up in P3 means that they get above someone in the Constructors' Championship that they would have otherwise been below, that's millions of pounds that we're talking about. So we're not just talking about individual drivers and their quest for the singular thing that they've been working for their entire lives. We're also talking about how teams can continue to fund themselves in the future. Like it's huge, you know, points are points. It's a massive thing. The FIA messing with it, you either stick to your guns and go, well, it's happened now, or you overturn all of those penalties.
Exactly.
But then you have the debate of George's second drive-through penalty was because he didn't serve the first one correctly. Should he still hold that drive-through penalty? Because, yes, okay, he shouldn't have received the 5-second penalty in the first place, but the act of not serving it correctly still happened.
Yeah.
It's massive. It's huge.
Yeah.
It would completely change the podium yet again. Pierre wouldn't even be on the podium if you overturned everyone else's penalties.
No, that's very true.
So what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What do you want? The only way that you're going to rectify this now is to scrub the entire thing and go, Monaco didn't happen. And there are quite a few drivers that would be very pleased to hear that.
Quite a few fans who would be pleased to hear that.
And we'd be two of them.
Yes, we would.
But that's, you know, you either wipe it and go, you know, that there's so many moving parts and so many things that could change that actually we just need to reset, which is never going to happen because then people that did benefit out of it, like Kimi, that rocketed him through the championship, is going to go, well, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Or you just should have left it how it was.
Yeah. Do you feel better?
What for ranting? No, because I'm still pissed. I think I don't feel better because we don't have a conclusion. And I think that's probably the third time I've said this now across the time that we've been doing this podcast. When things happen, we still don't have a conclusion. We have these fantastic photos of Toto on the phone to their lawyers.
Yeah, yeah.
and we're all going,
oh dear.
Ooh. And like I say, quite rightly so. But we don't know, and I don't know what the answer is.
No, and what is frustrating as a fan right now is that there seems to be almost like a conflict within the FIA itself, in that there are people who want certain outcomes from debates like this. And those people are very much in a position that they can affect things, and they're affecting things for their own personal gain rather than for the sport.
You put that beautifully, may I say.
Thank you very much.
Because you're completely right. The FIA, if you Google the FIA, it is dubbed a regulatory body.
Mm-hmm.
It's there to make sure that everyone is racing in the correct manner and fairly.
And safely.
And safely, yes.
Yeah.
And the things that they do every single race behind the scenes, like weighing the cars, weighing the drivers, doing random spot checks and checking that this 2 centimeter piece of wing is the correct diameter and all of this kind of stuff. It's there to keep the fairness of the sport.
Yeah.
The more they intervene,
Yeah.
like this, and the more they change it, you wonder what narrative
Yeah.
they're aiming for. Exactly like you say, who's there trying to force a certain narrative through? Because we all know, unfortunately, that there are certain people with higher stakes than others in this sport, and we know how much money is floating around this sport.
Yeah.
A McLaren win, like it was last year, constructors and drivers, is met with more joy than certain other teams.
Yeah.
Because of the background of the people who are invested in McLaren, who are also invested in F1, who also work in the FIA. The FIA is not a completely no stakes situation. There are people in the FIA that have monetary stakes in F1.
Oh, yeah.
So you're right. What is this puppetry?
Yeah.
And this messing?
Yeah.
Because it ain't just for the racing.
No, it's not, and it's a real shame, unfortunately. Obviously, I've been a fan of F1 for so long that I am aware. I wasn't at the time, obviously, being way too young, just like, ooh, fast cars, lovely. No idea of the politics of it all. But I am aware of how corruption can easily infiltrate this sport because of the amount of money that is passing hands. And it's the whole reason for the FIA being brought in, and like you say, it's a regulatory body. It's there to make it fair, to make it safe, to make sure that everyone is as equal as possible as you can be within a sport that is billions of pounds.
And there's billions of pounds worth of disparity between the top team and the bottom team. Yeah.
But unfortunately, this season really does show that there are people within the body who are doing things for their own gain rather than for the sport. And it's horrible.
I mean, a prime example is Mr. F1 President Dickhead.
Yeah.
Part of the reason we don't say his name is because we don't actually know how to pronounce his full name, and the other part is I won't give him the satisfaction.
No. MSB.
Yeah.
Or MBS. Anyway, him.
Everyone knows what we mean.
Yeah, exactly.
That dickhead. He's now trying to push.
Oh, don't.
For him to have a complete forever ruling over F1.
Yeah.
A tenure, basically.
Yeah.
Where there
like
is
Donald Trump trying to get rid of the 2 terms of presidency in America.
Exactly the same thing.
It's just bonkers.
It's throwing out any level of democracy in a sport that has so many stakeholders and so many different pots of investment and reason that people are involved in it and whatever, and you're just looking at it like, what are you doing? And how can you be allowed to do that? Who's stopping him?
Unfortunately, at the moment, nobody.
Because Stefano Domenicalo certainly isn't.
Nope.
Who you would say ought to be.
Should be.
And I think that on its own as an example probably is like, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
It's a very large iceberg. It's a very large tip. But it's just the tip of the iceberg of the level of corruption, like you say. And then you can part of you just sort of goes, okay, well, that's so far away
Mm.
from teams and racing and what they're doing that you can sort of go, dickhead, fine.
Mm.
Because there are fundamentals of the sport that are never going to change because there's too much money in how it works to change
Yeah,
it too
yeah.
much. So part of you can sort of go, well, fine. But if we're now talking about agenda in the FIA,
Yeah.
where we're actively watching decisions being made and shit happening, then
Yeah.
I don't have an end to my sentence.
No, I know. Because again, like we were saying about the whole penalties from Monaco, nothing has been properly resolved.
No. And it's all just sort of, what are we doing?
Yeah. Well, what we're doing is we're actually doing a race recap of Barcelona.
That was what we were doing.
Yeah, we have just we've both kind of got on our soapboxes.
Yeah, we
bit.
did. Okay, we'll should we get a step ladder?
Yeah,
and get down.
So I hope you've got a cup of tea because now we're going to do our
now
race
we're going to do it. It's been half an hour already, and now we're going to do a race roundup of Barcelona.
Yeah.
To the soundtrack of my washing machine spinning in the background, sounding like it's about to take off.
I mean, I can hear it. I don't think it's picking up on the microphones.
Not? Okay.
So we're good. We're good. So just for a bit of context, this is now Thursday after the race.
Is it? Blimey.
That we're recording. Because just like Crofty, I was at download.
Yeah, and but you didn't find him though.
I couldn't find him.
I think the reason, from seeing on his Instagram, I think the reason that you couldn't find him was because the fucker had a backstage pass for 90% of it.
I was going to say something.
I think the reason you couldn't find him is you were never going to. He wasn't in the crowd.
No. Him and his missus seem to have the best places.
Yeah. They look like they had the best time.
They really, really did.
Yeah.
I mean, he got to introduce Skindred for
I
crying out
know,
loud.
I watched.
I was like, oh my God.
Where would you rather be, Barcelona or a field in the Midlands?
Me personally, field in the Midlands.
Yeah. Probably Crofty as well, to be honest, although it was a stonker of a race, maybe not. Don't know how he feels about it. Anyway.
He'll be back next year, so will I.
To miss Barcelona again, probably.
Yeah, never mind. We're recording this episode a few days after the race.
Yes. So I watched it. Well, I didn't watch it live because I didn't have Kelly to watch it live. So I watched the Channel 4 highlights later on in the day. Told Kelly the results while she was in a field.
Yeah.
Kelly's just watched it now.
Yes.
So I'm actually on the back foot here because it was 5 fucking days ago that I watched it.
Yeah.
And I've slept since then.
Yeah, but don't expect me to remember everything because my memory is worse than a goldfish.
So this could be fun.
Yeah.
I think probably this one is going to be we'll talk generally about what happened, but we're not going to, you know how normally I go on lap XYZ.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably just go, well, so-and-so DNF'd. I don't know what it was, but...
So, well, I mean, interestingly enough, at the start... I thought it was really interesting how there was quite different strategies with the tyres, for example.
I was really hoping you weren't going to talk specifically about something that happened at the start because my brain just went, I don't remember the start at all.
No. Tyres and strategies.
I completely agree with you, actually. It was... you sort of ran your eyes down the telemetry as they were lining up going... Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it was such a hot race that the deg was so high on the tyres that they were kind of going, well, the hards have got like a quarter less life in them than they normally have. And at the beginning they were going like, don't be shocked if you get like a 3-stopper from some teams. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
We haven't had that in years.
Like, exactly.
So yeah, you're right. Everyone sort of played a different hand.
Yeah. And what was really interesting as well is that you had teams doing split strategies, which again, we haven't had in quite a while. So it was a race of, for some teams, 2 halves.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found really interesting is seeing those teams that were trying something completely different. Obviously, for some teams, or some drivers, it worked.
Yeah.
It really, really
It
worked.
really, really worked.
Really, really, really worked.
Yeah. In fact, for some teams and drivers, it was a masterclass in what strategy can do for you.
Yeah.
In a way that people that perhaps don't watch the sport on a regular basis, like, so for an example, Beth won't mind me saying this. Beth was watching along with me, and we were talking about tire compounds first. So she was like, okay, so soft means grip. What does hard mean? And I was like, it means longevity, basically. Less grip, less speed, but longevity. So, and then Lewis pitted and put mediums on.
Yeah.
And Beth just went, I don't understand. Because he got his fast laps in on his softs. Surely now he wants hards for longevity. And I went, he wants to keep his speed up. So then I had to explain, and I don't think I did it very well because I had to explain it twice, what covering off someone was and how you overcut and undercut and what that all means. And Lewis then, thank God, because my explaining was shite, gave the perfect example of how that works, because he started putting in, fuck me,
oh my God,
he started putting in some lap times that no one should be doing outside of qualifying. Like, he was laying them down on the board one after the other, and I'm going, Jesus Christ, on a bike. And he showed the perfect example of, you put the right tires on at the right time and suddenly you are ahead of the person that was ahead of you because of the way you've then pitted. So then George comes in, changes his tyres, comes back out behind Lewis.
Yeah.
The perfect example of how strategy and tyres can feed you to the right place.
Yeah.
Like I say, thank God, because I don't think my 2.5 minute voice notes did it justice. So then Lewis then...
Basically, you should have just waited and gone, that's exactly what I was just trying to say.
Watch Lewis. Watch the master at work.
So yeah, the tyre choices right at the start. I mean, I was looking at it going, oh, okay. So you've got Lewis and Max on softs, and you've got Mercedes and McLaren on mediums, and then you've got the Astons right at the back on hards. So you're like, okay, interesting.
It was very obvious that Aston thought they were going to try something.
Yes. I
choose my words carefully. They thought they were going to try something.
Yeah, because what was it? Within 10 laps, Stroll was in. It's like, oh, right, okay. That was an interesting thought experiment.
Yeah, how are those hard longevity tyres going for you, dear? No, you're right. Yeah, it was... Aston and Cadillac very much, yet again, was sort of like throw the fucking kitchen sink at it. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, you could see... Yeah. It was so sad, actually. For Alonso, it is home race where... Yeah. You know... I was going to say he should be fairly competitive. He's in a fucking Aston Martin. But...
Alonso is fairly competitive. His car isn't.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we'll go with that. It was sad to see that they were just up to their own old tricks again, really. Yeah. Because Monaco was quite a positive race for both of those teams.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot about their season so far, that I'm saying that being at the back of the grid and one of them scoring 1 point was a positive race for them. But it was quite, you came out of it going, ooh, are they starting to find their rhythm? And then you watch this and you went, oh no, never mind.
No. Before the first round of pit stops, Lance Stroll is already out.
Yeah.
So, oh God.
Yeah.
And then Bottas DNF'd.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And again, it was just the classic. They went into the pits and parked.
Yeah.
No major.
Yeah. Then Alex didn't DNF. Alex went into the pit, had a cup of tea, had a chat.
Did you see why? Have you seen why?
No, I haven't, actually.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm glad that I get to tell you live on the podcast. So the reason Alex went in, and I thought it was, again, a classic Williams mechanical, we're going to go and fettle and then come back out and use it as a thought experiment again. No. You know how there's a camera on the T-bar above their heads? It had come loose and was bonking him on the head.
Oh my...
So he came in. he came in so that they could readjust. He had absolutely no other mechanical reason to come in. But because it wasn't a quick fix, he had to like go fully into the pits.
Oh, Jesus
They
Christ.
had to screw it back on. And then they sent him back out again. He was 5 laps down when he went back out. But the beautiful part of it was, and I will find the reel and send it to you later so that you can enjoy it. He got to the media pen afterwards and they were like, so what happened? Why did they? And he very pointedly went, well, I think one of your cameras came loose. And you're just clapping slowly because it was such a pointed sort of like, it was your fucking fault.
Nice.
Yeah, so they sent him back out again. Interesting. So yeah, so that was the reason. So, and again, it was one of those, well, we may as well go back out and finish.
Yeah. Get some data.
Yeah. Have you seen why Nico DNF?
Yes, so I did see this. Because
what a freak thing.
Honestly, watching him race, and I was like, oh my God, Nico is in the points.
He was having an amazing weekend.
He was having a whale of a time racing Lawson. Yeah. It was just brilliant to see.
His qualifying was outstanding.
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding. That car was flying.
Yeah.
So it was such a shame.
Yeah.
That it was such a freak thing. So
1 in a million, literally.
So, like you say, he was chasing Liam.
Yeah.
Liam dips a wheel, and I mean dips a wheel into the gravel. It was the tiniest amount, realistically. He wasn't even over track limits.
No.
It was the tiniest amount of dipping a wheel in. Sends gravel cascading back to Nico, which rips a hole in the body of the car, goes inside to the engine and hits a kill switch.
Yeah.
Now, Nico had just been told to box, and he was literally meters from the pit lane. So he goes into the pits anyway. And this is, I don't know if you've seen this full on board. I need to send it to you because it's fucking hilarious. He's coasting into the pits because he's got
no power.
Nothing's on, you know. He goes into the pits, goes into his pit box because he was told to box. The pit crew are sort of going, why is he going so slowly? Comes into the pit box. They do an outstanding pit stop. Quick as you like. Green light goes on and Nico just goes, well, I can't move, can I? He's literally just sat in his car just like shrugging at them like, what the fuck do you want me to do now? But I think what he'd failed to do was tell his engineer. So Steve hadn't been radioed to go, by the way, the car's knackered. So he'd just gone in and done a full pit stop, which for training is great. But then the pit crew were looking at him completely baffled. He's looking at them completely baffled. And then everyone's remembered that no one's spoken to each other. It was really quite funny. It brought a little bit of light on what was a really shit DNF.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But I have got to say, not just this race, but Monaco as well, I noticed. I can't remember about Canada. But definitely Barcelona and Monaco, Audi had the top speed.
Yes.
Audi are fast.
They are fast, but they're not reliable.
They're not reliable.
Which is I think take Barcelona out of that, actually, because that could have happened to anyone. That was a really like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened thing that I don't think you could account for ever. Other than maybe move the kill switch. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be there. I don't know. I don't know enough about the mechanics to understand. But they are fast, but their reliability is really letting them down.
Yeah.
And the amount of mechanical DNFs that they've had over the last 7 races is a real shame. They've only both finished like once or twice, haven't they?
Yeah. But again, you know, we've been saying this season. Technically, they're still a new team.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I think mechanical reliability. I think they're the opposite to Cadillac in newness, in as much as they've got all new engineering. The team is what was Sauber.
Yeah.
As far as I understand, not many changes happened.
No.
On the ground crew.
Yeah.
so all the pit crews and everything, every engineers and everyone have been working together for years, so they're pretty solid, but they've got all mechanically new stuff. Cadillac have got mechanical stuff from all the other teams.
Yep.
So their reliability should be high. It's not, but it should be. They've got a Ferrari engine. But everyone on the ground, or the mechanics and pit crew and whatever, are brand new.
Yeah.
So they're working in like two opposite brand new ways. And I think it does actually show.
Yeah, it does. Like you say, with the pit crew, for example, with Audi, they are having some really good pit stops, like 2.4, 2.5s, which is fantastic. The drivers, Gabby and Nico, they were teammates last year. They've got a really good working relationship. They are fully aware of what they can do. They're just working out exactly what the car can do. Valtteri and Sergio.
Now, when it was announced, I looked at it and went, what a weird combination of people.
Yeah.
I think they're at the polar opposite ends of the spectrum of the way that they work.
Yeah.
Because, and this is like complete love to the both of them, because I have a lot of respect for the both of them. Valtteri does the fun stuff and enjoys the PR and likes being in front of the camera. His podcast is top tier.
Yeah, brilliant.
Top tier. Checo could, like, if you said to him, much like Max, if you said to him, you never have to do anything for the media ever again, he'd be skipping off happy into the sunset. So they're polar opposite in that way. And I think they're possibly polar opposite in the way they've both driven for top teams at the top of their game.
Yeah.
But I think they're probably very different to how they approach the way that they drive. And I'm not sure having a lack of cohesion in your teammates for a brand new team was a good way to go.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I think it really is starting to show as well within the sort of the dynamic within the pit crews, within the garages. And I think that has got a lot to do with, obviously it's got nothing to do with the fact that Cadillac is still mechanically shit. Sorry.
Why are you apologising? I'm the first person to say that. It's normally me saying it and apologising to you.
Yeah, I'm apologising because I'm saying it. But I don't think that is helping.
No, and I respect the decision in as much as they went for two really seasoned drivers to try and give them the best chance possible. But actually, I wonder if you should have done an Audi.
Yeah.
Or done a Sauber, as it was, and gone seasoned driver rookie.
Yeah.
And brought that fresh blood into how it worked, because you've got two people that, whilst they both had a year off, they've probably got very specific ways of doing things, and they're probably quite stuck in their ways, and that's going to bring knowledge, and that's going to bring we always used to do it like this, have we tried it like that? No, we haven't. Okay, let's give it a go. But at the same time, if they also bring but I want to do it like this, and that's not quite fitting into the ethos, it could be a little bit tricky. Who's to say, really? I don't know. Be interesting if you put two entirely different drivers into a Cadillac and saw what happened.
Might happen next year, we never know.
Might happen this year.
Might happen this year.
The rumours.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a shame what happened to Nico. It was.
Is that where we started? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we started.
Yeah.
See. And then, to be fair, it wasn't exactly a fantastic race for racing. There were some lovely overtakes. Isaac racing is incredible.
Agreed.
He's really started to find his feet now when it comes to how that car moves.
That kid can drive.
Yeah.
And you've stuck him in a really aggressive car.
Yeah.
Because no matter what the regs have done to all of these cars, I think the Red Bull is still a really aggressive car because Max drives it.
Yes.
But
I think with the regs this year, it seems that the second Red Bull car, doesn't seem to be as mismatched as Max's car. So Isaac is having not just the opportunity to show what he can do in a Red Bull car, but he's having the opportunity to show what he can do in a car that is very similar to what Max is driving. And it shows.
And if Max is pulling what he's pulling,
yeah,
then what can Isaac do? I completely agree. I think we said at the beginning of the season that we sincerely hoped that Christian Horner leaving and the reset of the regulations we would then lose this whole Red Bull second seat curse that wasn't actually a curse, but was actually genuinely, fundamentally, mechanically shit. That we'd lose all of that and it would all align a little bit more. And this was the perfect time for someone like Isaac to join that team. And I think he's proving himself tenfold. He raced beautifully in Barcelona and was really going for it and has a very Max level of aggression.
Yeah.
And I mean that fondly.
Oh, yeah. In the nicest possible
way. In the same way that I believe Kimmy's got a level of Max aggression. So yeah, it was a fantastic race for him. He was really going for it, as was Liam.
And yeah, Liam and Arvid.
Yeah.
Just incredible to see the racing bulls having a really good time out on the track. Again, I'm not blaming Liam for Nico because that was a 1 in a million.
No, it was a complete fluke.
Yeah.
It is hilarious, though, that it was Nico's fault in Monaco and it affected Liam.
Yeah. And then Liam kind of got his revenge.
Accidentally. Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Universe is a funny thing.
So yeah, there was some... It could have been a fairly nondescript race.
And to be entirely honest with you, until 5 laps before the end...
Exactly.
It was a fairly nondescript race. I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
And there was some good racing, and there were some moments where I made some noises. And there were some moments where I was clutching the mushroom. That's a fantastic out-of-sentence statement.
Don't explain. Don't explain.
I refuse to clarify.
Good.
2 people in the world know what that means. 3 people in the world know what that means, and that's it. But I wasn't going, oh, this is one for the books.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't kind of going, wow. Until
we get to like lap 60.
Yeah. And Beth knew the result.
Right.
I didn't.
Okay.
So I just got a message that said, I'm going to need you to brace yourself.
Okay.
And I went, what? And then Kimmy conks out. And I was actually really quite devastated because I was so unlike her, you know.
And
Kimmy's
do you know what? That overtake on George.
Oh
wow.
That kid can drive. So I was really devastated about that. So I was messaging that to her, and then she just went, no. What do you mean no? She went, no. I need you to brace. And I was like, pardon? And then the next thing I see...
Yeah.
Is a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Not doing particularly well.
No.
Coming into a corner. Losing power steering. Finding the rumble strips. And DNFing.
Yeah.
And I cried.
Yeah, I can imagine you did.
Because Charles is just not having the season that he deserves to have.
No.
That Ferrari is a championship contender.
Yeah.
That's being proved.
Yeah.
By the fact that they have been on the podium.
Yeah.
For every single race by Monaco for this whole season.
Yeah.
By Monaco? Was Lewis on the podium for Monaco?
Yeah.
No, who was the podium at Monaco? No, Lewis was on the podium at Monaco.
Kimmy, Lewis, Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
good God.
Brain could not engage.
It's been a very long few months. Really has, though, hasn't
really
it?
has, yeah.
What was even my point? Ferrari have been on the podium every single race. Jesus Christ.
Ferrari have a great car.
Ferrari have a great car, and like, fuck me, I didn't think I'd ever be saying that ever. So what does Charles have to do right now to have a good race weekend?
Well, I've got an idea.
Oh God. Okay.
I think he should follow Lewis's example. Sack off his entire fucking team.
Are we saying goodbye to Brian?
Say goodbye to Brian. Get a new race engineer in. Get a new team in. Because it clearly fucking worked for Lewis.
Yeah, it really did. You're right. It was so... We need to just go to that for a second because it was so markedly different. The way that Carlo coaxed him around that track, the feedback he was getting, the positive reinforcement he was getting.
It was...
Not just the stuff that he required, which was, you know, I need you to do this delta and I need you to, you know, and you know, we're thinking this strategy and box on this lap and whatever. But just the positive reinforcement of like, you're doing
this
really well. Like,
keep going.
Yeah, he went, these 7 laps really count. Lewis threw out the best 7 laps of his life, and Carlo just went, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Just that everything that Bono used to do for Lewis.
Yeah.
That sort of, yeah, like you say, you've got this. You can do it. We're here now. We've only got this to go. We're almost at the line. It coaxed Lewis over in a way that all of those drivers need.
Yeah.
All of them need, and you hear it happening with all of them all of the time. But when Ricky was Lewis's engineer,
yeah,
you got none of that. I don't know how Carlos dealt with Ricky for as long as he did. I really don't, because Carlos had some like fantastic results with Ricky.
Yeah.
What level of reinforcement was he getting? Nothing. Anyway, so yeah. I maybe think Charles does need to ditch his entire team.
And I mean, the past 3 races, it has been very audible. The frustration that Charles is having with Brian.
Yeah. And strategy in general. Which actually weirdly wasn't the issue with Barcelona.
No, it wasn't. No, it was mechanical. But yeah, you're right. What does he have to do?
Because yes, okay, qualifying was entirely his fault. Although you wonder, he had a power steering failure. Was qualifying entirely his fault? I don't know. That could just be me being a delusional Charles Leclerc fan. And finding any fucking excuse to be like, well, it was mechanical, it wasn't the driver.
I mean, I think most Charles Leclerc fans are delusional at some point.
That's a really good point, actually, because we have to be, because we're Charles Leclerc fans.
Yeah.
But he was really making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah.
He was on the podium. He was in a podium position. He wasn't in a podium position.
No.
I thought he was. Was he 4th? Did he DNF out at 4th?
6th.
Oh. Wow, I am delusional.
No, he was 5th. Sorry, I apologise.
But yeah, still at the podium though, is it?
No.
I really am delusional.
But we did have some Verstappen battles.
We did have a... Yeah. Again, Beth just went, look who's next. After Charles took whoever he took. No, when he took Lando.
Oscar.
Oh, it was Oscar.
It was Oscar.
Jesus, it's been 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, after you took the McLaren, it was orange. After you took the McLaren, and Beth was like, "Look who's next," and I was like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh."
Yeah.
But it didn't really come to anything. And then Max at the end of it being like, "I was really lonely.
Yeah,
like, there's just no one around me. Couldn't see anyone ahead of me. There's no one behind me. I just sort of cracked on. Nothing really happening."
Yeah.
Which just shows that he can't extract anything else out of that car, which is a real shame. At this moment. But yeah, so that was a real sort of like, oh wait, this is what's happened now.
Yeah.
And obviously that moved Lando into a podium position, which
It did.
felt odd.
Yeah.
Not undeserved.
Not undeserved, no, because he was keeping up with the Mercedes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He was.
He had the pace.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was interesting listening to the radios because, McLaren were convinced that Kimi was going to go over the line again, exceed track limits.
Very interesting. I have never heard Will speak with such conviction over the radio of him being like to Lando, that kid is going to get a penalty. You better be ready when he does to snap his position. It was interesting.
It was interesting. But yeah, the last sort of 6 laps, it
was just another universe.
It was just like, what's going on now? What's happened now? Where are we now? What's going on now?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was the finish, and I'm like, cool, great, lovely.
Yeah. It was very odd.
Yeah.
It was very odd.
Very odd.
That's the only way I can describe it. It was very odd.
However,
the pinnacle moment.
Lewis won in a Ferrari.
And it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Because it was a stonking weekend.
Yeah.
Like, he pulled an absolute blinder. That was the Lewis Hamilton of the early 2020s.
Yeah.
The late 2010s. That was the Lewis Hamilton that we've grown up watching.
Mm-hmm.
That makes him the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And that was what he pulled in that race that weekend. It was beautiful.
It was. And it was so well deserved.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely was.
And it was lovely to have an all-British podium.
Yes, first one since 1968.
Yeah. Do you know who was on that podium?
In 1968?
Yeah.
No.
It was, I've got to remember this now.
Yeah, go on.
Graham Hill.
Uh-huh.
Jackie Stewart.
Uh-huh.
And John Surtees.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What a podium.
Yeah.
Which is almost as impressive as going Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Lando Norris.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was lovely to see. Oh, it was lovely to see Lewis win.
It was lovely to see him back where he should be, because you forget how... I think it's very easy to forget, A, how much he loves it. And B, how humbled he feels by it.
Yeah.
He's one of those that he's more in the moment than I've ever seen any other driver be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the most stark visual of that was when the Italian national anthem was playing for the constructors' win.
Yeah.
And the little group of Ferrari down the bottom were singing their hearts out, and he was stood watching. He did not take his eyes off them. He was soaking in every single second of that moment of, I chose to move to Ferrari because I wanted to start winning in Ferrari, and here I am. And he was so present in that moment and loving that moment so much. And you forget that actually that is Lewis on the podium whenever he's on the podium.
Yeah.
But because we haven't seen it,
yeah,
for so long, well, what feels like for so long, it hasn't been that bloody long. He was still on the podium in 2024 with Mercedes, but it just felt so right to be back there. And so, again, this is what we've watched for years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a lovely moment.
Yeah. Right, anything else to mention?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Cracking.
I don't think anything else happened. Well, a lot happened, but I don't think anything of significance that we need to talk about has happened.
No.
Other than I wouldn't want to be Toto Wolff's lawyer right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta do wonder.
Got to do wonder.
I've got to do wonder. Yeah.
I've got to do a wonder.
Is his lawyer German?
I hope so.
Because it would sound so much more intimidating in German.
How formidable would that be?
Oh, fuck.
Toto Wolff and a very German lawyer rocks up into the FIA room and is just like... yeah, I was going to completely dive in. I was going to dive into 2021 then, but as we spoke about before, 2021 Championship requires its own podcast.
Yes, which will be coming.
We will do in summer break. Yeah, wow. Anyway.
Yeah. Right, well, in that case then, that is the end of the Barcelona race roundup. We will be back for Austria.
Yes, not this weekend, next weekend?
Next weekend, yeah.
Is it only next weekend?
It's next weekend, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I've got Garth Brooks the day before.
Oh, yes, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
And then next Sunday, the Audi's in Manchester.
This Sunday.
Oh, is it this Sunday?
This Sunday. Father's Day.
Oh. Are we going?
Well, I'm not doing anything.
Neither am I.
Cracking. Let's go.
Cool.
Right.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the quickest we've ever made plans for anything ever.
You know, that it really is actually.
Like, don't be fooled. It's not normally that simple.
Right, well, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Formula Side Quest, your mostly on-topic Formula 1 podcast with me, Kelly.
And me, Shannon.
Bye!
Bye!